I've been fortunate enough to become wealthy in crypto by making strategic investments at the right time. I was fortunate enough to find Bitcoin. I thought it was late, buying it at $1,000. It had climbed from a dollar to $1,000, and here I am thinking I was late. But I made an investment in that. I found, other things very early. I've talked about those things on my channel before. You can go back and look at those things like, Chainlink and BNB and Pancake Swap and other things, right? And so, it's all about making, a sizable investment, at the right time, right? So I've always been able to, get into stuff, under 100 million market cap, right? And then make a good enough investment to where I'm like, okay, well, if this hits XYZ, then, I'm going to make a bunch of money. And so I find myself again, because honestly, for all the hype and everything that's been happening, there's a lot of stuff that haven't moved in the past few years, right? So, for example, I talked about Chainlink. I don't have it up here, but Chainlink is less than the price that I sold it for 3 years ago. It's less. I sold Chainlink at $19. I bought it at 17 cents. Chainlink has been all in the news lately, for whatever they're doing. I don't know. Not really paying attention. But they're still not at $19, right? And then, there's things like this was a big token, Hex. And I mean, this was like the talk of the town. This was, big community behind it and everything. And to be honest, I'm not even sure if this is still the right Hex. But just in the last year, it's down 89%. Right? So, and there's a lot of stuff, that just hasn't gone anywhere. I can look at, let me check here. I want to tackle like the main ones that people talk about, the things that get all the hype. 20-30% of new people that you talk to, they know about Cardano, and here they think, oh, it's the greatest thing ever and all of that. It is up 18% over the past year, okay, but it's still down like significantly since its all-time high, and there's no development happening that's gonna push this anywhere near there. And at the current price, they're sitting at 16 billion market cap with no development, nothing going on. You can see over here, I'm just looking at this, Cardano has dropped out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap, overtaken by Shiba, which is a meme coin, which interestingly enough doesn't have utility, but it has a community. Right, so that's honestly the state of the crypto market, and so that's why I've been focusing my attention on Bitcoin, and that's been the right move. But I'm feeling like, okay, I need to find the next thing. Okay, so the first thing for me, right? There's two projects that I'm looking at. You can see the thumbnail. Okay, but before I do this, just full disclosure, if you're gonna follow me on this or whatever, I want to see Bitcoin pump a bit more, because I know it is, right? Again, you see Cardano was up 18%. This is the thing that nobody wants to buy, the thing that's too expensive, the thing that all the traders say, oh no, man, you're not going to make no money off of that. It's up 142% over the last year. Okay? All right. Your bank account ain't up 142%. So I want to see this push up more. I want to see this push above, I really want this to double. And I think it is going to double. Right? So before I make these moves, that's what I'm going to want to see. At least 100,000 Bitcoin, which I do believe, what is this, May I do believe it will happen this year. Typically, Bitcoin has its all-time highs in November for whatever reason. And that's certainly going to coincide with elections and stuff like that, which I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago. I'm one of the first people on YouTube to say that Bitcoin was going to be a major part of politics. And that once, all of these politicians saw how people feel about crypto, the reason why we don't have to worry about regulation is they were going to get on the side of crypto. And so now you see these politicians, Trump mainly, trying to play like Trump does not care about crypto, y'all. He's on record saying that he hates Bitcoin. He said he liked the dollar. That was, when he was in office. Now all of a sudden he's a crypto person. Why? Because he wants votes. And I'm not picking on Trump, all of them are going to have to do that. I said that 4 or 5 years ago. Here it is happening. So election is going to be in November. Bitcoin, usually has its all-time highs in November. So, I think we're going to see it push up towards the end. So just full disclosure, that's what I'm looking at. But that being said, let me talk about the 2 projects that I'm ready to make, a sizable investment in of at least 100,000. I'm already invested in both of these, full disclosure. But, I haven't really gotten serious about them in terms of like making a serious strategic investment, right? So the first thing is Arweave. And I have to admit, the only reason I really know about Arweave is because the other token that I'm going to talk about has been using it, right? I didn't know what this thing was, right? But I saw this other project using it and I started learning about it. I'm like, wait a minute, like this is huge. So what is Arweave? You can see over the past years up 453%. What is Arweave? Arweave is basically Amazon storage, but decentralized, and you can store anything, not so much for free, but it's very low cost. Like some things you can do for free, some things cost a little bit, but pretty much it's Amazon storage. So whatever you can store on Amazon, you can store on Arweave. Now the problem is right now, nobody has built really anything of note on Arweave. So only developers are using this right now, okay? But if somebody was to build something, or if Arweave itself was to make it user-friendly, which again, you have to pretty much be a developer right now to know how to use it, and I'm not a developer, so I'm just watching this other project use it. It's gonna be huge if somebody builds something for that. And why wouldn't they? Like right now, to host websites, you have to pay a fee for the URL, and then you have to pay for hosting. So if you have any type of business, right, you have to pay for hosting, and then they're jacking the price of the hosting up, and then you have to pay for other things that you might want and all of that. And it adds up, over time. You know what I'm saying? Well, basically you can build, if you know what you're doing, you can build a website on Arweave and it don't cost you that much. And here's the most important part. It can never be taken down. See, if you have a website, right, and you don't pay your fees, they can take it down, or if you don't pay for the URL, somebody can just take your URL. Right? And you won't be able to get it back a lot of times. That can't happen with Arweave. So just think about how big that is. Look at the market cap is 2.4 billion. That's a joke. One of the things that I look for, and both of these coins have it, is I want something where the circulating supply is either 100% or it's almost 100%, or ideally I want it to be deflationary. That means that there's going to be less and less coins every day, right? And so you see Arweave is pretty much at 100%. That's already, out there. As far as I know, not more tokens coming, right? The biggest competitor for Arweave is this nonsense right here, Filecoin. Now, I don't know anything about how Filecoin works, but just from the tokenomic standpoint, and this is a trip right here, they don't show the max supply because the max supply would scare you. This is what we talk about when we talk about manipulation and, what's their name? The twins that run the Gemini exchange. This is their thing, right? Only about 5%, maybe 10% of the tokens have been released. So there's still 90% more tokens to go, which is why, let me show you. This is what this has done. This used to be $200, it's now $5. Okay? It was lower than that. It's only up to 5 something because of the quote unquote bull market. You see, it was $10 just, when was this? In March, it was $10 in March. And here we are, it's been cut in half, right? But they're not showing you here, but there's way more tokens, like 90+% more tokens. So I don't know how it works. Maybe it works great, but from an investment standpoint, this ain't it. Arweave is at pretty much 100%. So that's one of the things that I look for, right? So obviously this has huge potential. What's Filecoin's? Okay, Filecoin's market cap is 3.1 billion, which is too high because I don't know anybody using this. Whereas Arweave is at 2.4. What are we comparing that to? Well, let's compare it to Amazon. And obviously Amazon has different things going on, but the market cap is 1.89 trillion. People think that the bread and butter business of Amazon is all the stuff you can buy. That is a big part of it, but it's not the biggest part. The biggest part is Amazon as a service, the storage. Games store storage on Amazon servers. Pretty much everybody uses Amazon servers, Amazon Web Services. Everybody. I don't know what they cost, but I've heard they're pretty expensive, right? So if you have an alternative, and this is at 1.89 trillion, if you have an alternative that you can use and it's free or very low cost, there's no monthly fees. Are you serious? This is going to be worth more than 2 billion, right? What is that? 1.89 trillion. So what is that? 189 billion. So if they're 1% of Amazon, this is going to 10x. Okay? So that's why I'm looking at them to make, a big investment in. Again, I'm already invested, full disclosure. Okay? The next thing is I know that it's going to be a meme coin. And the reason why it's going to be a meme coin, what people have to understand is for whatever reason, people are moving towards meme coins. All of the traditional stuff, the Cardanos and things like that, it's not moving. Now, most of the stuff is not moving because they're not innovating, right? And to be honest, meme coins don't have utility either, but you have to move where the market is moving. All right. So why am I showing this? Am I going to invest in this? No, I'm just going to show this to prove a point. What a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these meme coins that come off as decentralized are not decentralized at all. This token came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. It dominated the news for like a week and then it went away. Nobody is talking about this. Okay? So what is the narrative for Slurf? Nothing. What is a Slurf? Okay? Like if we look this up here, I'm going to show you. See, I don't just talk. I show y'all stuff. Okay, Slurf. What the heck is a Slurf? You see here, what did I say? Dominated the news for a week, and then Absolutely nothing. Okay? So why am I showing this? Obviously, I'm not going to invest in this. I'm showing this, like I said, to prove a point to what I'm about to talk about, right? It was Justin Sun that was behind Slurf. Now, I found out about Slurf looking at CoinMarketCap. And all of a sudden I see CoinMarketCap talking about Slurf and hyping up Slurf. And again, I'm pretty, in tune with the crypto market. I didn't see anything come out on chain. I didn't see anything launch, anything like that. So I'm like, where the heck did this come from? And why is CoinMarketCap of all people, why is CoinMarketCap talking about it? It's because they're friends with Justin Sun. CZ and Justin Sun are real cool. And they pumped it for him. They even did a live for him, right? But here was the story. They raised $10 million in a pre-sale and then mistakenly sent all the funds to a burn address. Now, imagine you participating in a pre-sale and all your tokens get burned and you don't get nothing. That would be the talk of the town, and you would be angry, right? Well, some kind of way they parlayed that into, news and buzz and everything like that. This is direct from Binance, okay? Justin Sun's alleged role in the 10 million meme coin burn Slurf. The meme coin Slurf, after raising 10 million, mistakenly sent all funds. Now let's just talk about this. Justin Sun is a vet. Do you honestly think Justin Sun wouldn't know how to send the tokens to the right address? Come on, bro. So no, it wasn't no mistake. Tron's founder, Justin Sun, sparked rumors of being behind Slurf after announcing that HTX will donate all Slurf trading revenue to private sale participants. What is HTX? HTX is Justin Sun's exchange. So it's an exchange that he owns. Okay? So again, you're looking at this, and I know people that got into this, right? I've talked about that previously. Somebody put a bunch of money into this only for it to go down, and I had to prove to them that this was a scam. I'm like, dude, this was just a pump and dump. They took advantage of you. You need to get out. Too many times, this is the story with meme coins. Stuff that's popping like Bonk, all that stuff, it's big people behind it. There are very few meme coins that grow like truly organically because they don't have anything to it. They don't have any utility. Here is the Slurf website. And no, this is not a joke. This is their website right here. And this is currently worth, hold on, let me go back here. 152 million market cap, allegedly 70 million in volume today, which I do not believe. And here is the website. Okay. So obviously, this just represents a lot of meme coins. Okay. Let's talk about the biggest one. One of the biggest ones right now is Pepe. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing for Pepe that I did with Slurf, except, I don't know if I've ever been to the Pepe website. All right. So we look at Pepe, and boom, over the last year, allegedly up 870%. I think it was up more than that if you were able to get in early. Obviously, you had to know somebody to get in, which is, part of the issue with crypto and everything. But I want you to look at this. Look at the volume. 116 million, 90 million, 53 million, 90 million. Look at this. Look at the volume. 40 million is dropping. 45 million, 50 million, 91 million, 123 million, right? And then watch this. Watch this now. 1.7 billion, 4 billion, 3 billion in volume. Crazy. Okay? This is what's possible. What's driving this? what's driving this is some kind of way Pepe has attached itself to being a Trump coin. And basically what you have is just MAGA people that have gotten into this and are buying this like crazy. That's what this is. Okay? How they, I know that on their website, they got the red hat, and he's urinating on other tokens. How that attached to Trump, I don't know, but it did, and that's why it's pumping. You see this at the bottom here. Even at 69, 70, 50, 30, 40 million, it wasn't even registering. But now look how much the volume has increased. Now you see volume on CoinMarketCap at 3 billion in a day, 4 billion, 5 billion volume in a day, in one day, right? So would I get into this? Absolutely not. Why? Because as I just explained to you, this has attached itself to Trump. Okay? It's currently sitting at 5.6 billion. It has no utility. It's totally connected to Trump. So for me to make a sizable investment here, I'm basically making a bet that Trump is going to win this election. And he might do that. Okay, but I'm going to tell you two things, or two things can happen if he does or if he doesn't. I think this will drop whether he wins or loses. Because if he wins, it'll run up a bit more to the election. Once he gets elected, smart traders are going to know that this is now over. Okay, he's the president now. What are we fighting for? He won. He's the president. Like, what is this going to become? Right? If he loses, this is definitely going to go down. So the time to get in this was back here. This was the time to get in this. And so you could have probably hit a 10x back from here. The time to get into this is very risky, is not now, because it's all based on Trump, and he could lose. In fact, it's down today because, look, it's down 11% because, whatever's going on with his case or something, people saying that, he might lose or whatever. I don't know much about it, but this is what's happening. And this is true for any political token. I know Joe Biden has a token, but most of this stuff is MAGA stuff. You don't want to be invested in that type of stuff, right? Not this late, not at 5 billion. But yet this is the thing that's dominating, right? So what does that leave for me? I'm looking for something, again, that's fully diluted. I'm looking for something that people haven't discovered yet, but they got some kind of quirk or something about them that makes them unique, that if just a small number of people get in, then, it's going to make me some money, a lot of money, right? Even Pepe here, you don't need a small amount of people to get in. You need millions of people to get into this to drive it higher, right? And it is possible, but is Pepe going to 10x, 5x? No, right? So what does that lead me to? That leads me to 100. See, I have to do this kind of stuff to show people, right, why I make the decisions that I make, right? Because if we look at these metrics coming from the other stuff, then you'll start to understand. All right, so now let's look at 100. First of all, it's fully diluted. They don't have the supply on here for whatever reason, but I know from being in the project that it was 101 billion tokens. It's now, 89 or 90 billion because the devs burned 11 billion tokens. You can find all this stuff out by Just looking at their Twitter. I don't even have a Twitter, but I can just look at it. And you can see their announcements and stuff like that. Right? So they burn. So there's now only 90 billion. Remember what I talked about? I want stuff that's fully diluted or deflationary. So now, basically, since devs are burning, you can look at 100 as deflationary. What is it that's so special, so different about 100 coin if you don't know? Well, it's the first coin that requires you to hold for a period. It's the first decentralized certificate of deposit in crypto. Why would anybody want that? Because you can see some of the stuff here. A G can't pump and dump 100. So many times people get into crypto, right? And they like something for whatever reason. And you'll have people come in and specifically manipulate the price, drive it up, or even the developers will do this. Drive it up so people will buy, and then they can dump the same day. They can dump hours later. They can dump the next day. With 100 at least, they have to hold at least 100 hours. And in that time, if it catches on, people, it can do a lot of volume to drive the price higher. Today, the volume is 6,600. Right? Remember I showed you with Pepe, you want to get in before that. When nobody was paying attention to Pepe, it was doing 95 million. Dude, if there's 95 million in volume on 100 in even a 100-hour period, this thing is going to do stuff that people have never seen before. Because those people that buy, at least for the 100 hours, are going to be locked in. But it's not about the 100 hours. It's about teaching people how to hold. And so that's why they have, let me go down here. See, 100 stops scam, stops G, stops bot, rewards holders. And they show you here that they're going to be doing airdrops at these milestones. The next airdrop is here at 50 million. So now we got something that you got to hold. What is the significance of the 100 hours? If somebody tries to hack you within that 100 hours, they can't. They can take every other coin but 100. If somebody tries to phish you, you hit a fake phishing link. If it's within that 100 hours, they can't take it. Okay, well, what if I'm outside the 100 hours? All you have to do is top up your wallet, and you can literally use $1 to top up your wallet. After the 100 hours, you just top up, just buy more 100. Buy $1 worth, $10 worth, whatever. You now have in your hand, in your phone, basically something better than a ledger. When a ledger costs hundreds of dollars and a ledger is useless and it can break, you got your phone, your laptop, whatever. Oh, yeah, yo, man, it's time to protect myself. Here's $1, here's $5, $10. Bam. I don't have to do anything else. Nobody can take my stuff. That's huge. If you don't see that, that's huge. Okay? But it's got to be more than that. It's got to be utility, all of that, which it does. I just, don't want to make this video long. But I want to get to the Arweave part. You can go to the website, 100coin.io, and check it out. Where's that panel? If you hit this, it opens up this page, which is showing all the memes that they've done, right? And there's just pages and pages and pages and pages of this, okay? Well, what is this using? If you click on one of these, you'll see like which one. I like this one. This up here is an Arweave link, right? This is decentralized storage right here. So they're using Arweave. So now you have 100, again, innovating, using stuff. Nobody else is doing this that I know of. If they are, send it to me. Okay? Using something before, man, they are innovating So now all of their memes are on here permanently. Can't be taken down, can't be censored, nothing. Right? Yo, can I see your portfolio? Dude, look at all the junk on the ground. Like, how many crap coins do you have, bro? Right? So again, this is part of the, and there's pages and pages and pages and pages. So here's what I honestly believe. I personally believe that 100 has the chance because, you know, like current crypto people, old heads and stuff like that, a lot of them don't get it, right? And just flat out, a lot of them want a day trade. They want to trade 50 times a day. That's what they want. So they don't want to buy anything that, you know, they can't jump in and out of because they're G's. Despite the fact that it's been proven that the longer you hold, let me go back to Bitcoin here, the longer you hold, the more money you make. And it doesn't just apply to crypto. It also applies to stocks as well. Look at this Amazon chart. When was the time to sell Amazon? I think it hit its all-time high yesterday. Yesterday. Okay? And look at this 10-year span, right? For people that think Bitcoin is over. It was 78 cents in 2000. And if we go to 2010, it was $5.98. Now, that's a nice return. Ooh, that's 8x. Ooh, that's nice. Look at where we are now. Okay? And full disclosure, I've talked about this stuff before. What was I doing? Because I couldn't get in back here, but I definitely knew about Amazon back here. You know what I was doing here? I was shorting Amazon. Because they weren't profitable. They weren't making any money. I wasn't looking at what they could be. I was looking at what they are right now. And that's a big mistake that I made. And that is a mistake that I think I know a lot of people are making with 100 right now. They're looking at what it is right now. First of all, what it is it's done 1,000x in 1 year. But you keep coming in looking at volume and looking at different things like that. Nobody knows about this. Nobody knows about it. But yet they're innovating. Right? So, you know, that's why I'm looking at this. And so when you see stuff like this, and it's like, wait, like they can build anything because they have an art team. They know how to market and things like that. So, you know, what am I making, waiting on to, make the investment between Arweave and 100? I honestly need to see, more people adopting it. I need to see more people talking about it. They have to make traction when it comes to 100. Now, when I say they, the developers are doing everything that they can. The reason why Pepe is blowing up is because of community. Has no utility. It's because of community. Right? So I need to see the same kind of stuff happening with this. There's going to have to be a groundswelling of community that really gets behind this. And why would they get behind it? Because literally it's the only thing that, I know of that in a decentralized way, not staking, not a device, not, giving somebody else control of your tokens, that in a decentralized way can stop hacking and phishing and the government taking your crypto. I've talked before about, different countries at the airport, they'll be checking for your crypto. And so you're going to basically, if you have so many cash at the airport, you have to declare your cash. And then based on how much cash you have, they might not let you get on the plane. They might take your cash, anything like that, right? So it's going to be very important to have something like 100 that they literally cannot take. And literally before you go to customs, all you have to do is top up. So that's why I believe that 100 can be the store of value for like people who are tweens and teenagers right now. I believe those people, the 12 and 13-year-olds right now, they're going to invest in 100 before they invest in Bitcoin. Right? Because let's just keep it, there's absolutely nothing sexy about Bitcoin. It's awesome. It's, completely decentralized. You can't just make up, Bitcoin whenever you want, right? Here again, there's that circulating supply, right? Almost at 100%. It's going to be years before it's 100%. So that's why Bitcoin is going to pump, because literally what the halving means is less Bitcoin being produced, more people potentially buying it. So that's why those events are so important. But I just, sure there's going to be some kids, some people, obviously, that use Bitcoin, but it's in the hands of institutions right now, honestly. With the ETFs and everything, they're the ones that's going to be buying it, right? Whereas 100 can do things that Bitcoin cannot. If somebody gets access to your Bitcoin, they can take it. If somebody gets access to your 100 and you've topped up, right, can't nobody take it. Like what I would love to see is a way to automatically do it, right? Like you ain't even got to do nothing. You just, maybe use an app or something and say, yo, I want to auto invest this amount every 100 hours. And so you could be asleep and it'll top up for you, right? I want to see something like that, right? I know the devs is doing a lot, but there's so much they can do. And this is way, 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 way more marketable to a teenager, to a tween, right, than Bitcoin. And so as a middle-aged dude or woman, when we look to invest in things that are going to happen, things that potentially are getting ready to happen, not things that have already happened. Too many times people make the mistake and invest in stuff that has already happened. Billions in volume in a day and no utility. This has already happened. This is not the next Bitcoin, guy. Don't believe. There's nothing about that. In fact, just because it's aligning itself with Trump, you're going to basically have 50% of the United States and other places around the world that just not going to get with it just because. Oh, y'all a Trump coin? Okay, well, I'm not fooling with it. Right? So you don't want to be, unless you're a MAGA person, you don't want to be attached to that. This is not political. This is just, hey, here's a fun thing, and we're going to keep your crypto safe, and you're in complete control of not being hacked and everything like that, and we're going to have fun with it, right? And so let me just do this really quickly. I showed you guys Slurf. You see nothing happening here. If you search the term 100, you don't know what it's referring to. There's a cricket term, like you can score 100 or something like that, right? And so it might be talking about that. But there is this term that a lot of people know, and that's keep it 100. And so I've seen how 100 has kind of transitioned from, the yuck yeah and all that to more of the keep it 100, because it's more of what they're about. You got to keep it for 100 hours. Keep it 100 means keep it real, keep it truthful, no phony stuff, all of that. And so like you see here, keep it 100. They're trying to align themselves with that. So people are already using this term. And so if they're able to associate themselves with this term, keep it 100, or people just fall in love with, some other element of 100, right? It's gonna blow up. Now there are a lot of buts and ifs and so on and so forth. This is certainly more riskier, way more riskier than Arweave. Right? So if you're going to get into this, you got to know, okay, I'm taking a chance. And then what you want to do is whatever you want to invest, you want to take two approaches. Either you're going to invest a certain amount every month, or you're going to invest a large amount or whatever, and then just top up from there, and you leave it alone. You don't trade this. You don't trade this. You don't trade this. People who were trading this back here lost. You don't trade innovation. Bitcoin was one of the most innovative things ever. You don't trade that. Luckily, thankfully, by the time I had got to Bitcoin, I had learned my lesson. Why? Because I was trading this back here. And I'll make some money, lose some money, make some money, lose some money. And I'm like, man, Amazon ain't making no money. And they weren't. They were losing money. I still don't understand that about stocks. But it was all about what they were going to become. And either I didn't have access to the information, which is a serious problem with stocks. I wasn't privy to it. I was certainly reading. There was nobody reading up more than I was. But there was obviously conversations happening. I wasn't in those rooms. With crypto, you're in the room, right? And so once again, when it comes to innovation, whether it's 100, whether it's you're going to get in Arweave, just forget about it for a time. In the case of 100, top up, whatever, and just leave it for a time. That is everybody keeps saying, yo, man, I can't wait to be like you, man. You're traveling with your family. You don't have a job. Man, or can I pay you, man? You tell me what you do. Dude, you don't have to pay. I am telling you. I'm telling you what I'm doing. It's almost like people don't believe what I say when I say it. This is what I am doing. I'm buying it. I'm holding. I'm not bothering people. I'm not getting in the way of the developers. I'm letting them work. I'm watching. I'm paying attention. Right? But that's what you do. And that's how you make the money. So I'll be watching, right? I'm going to do this. I ain't no liar, bro. I'm telling you, as Bitcoin is going up here, as soon as Bitcoin hits a certain amount, right? Because I'll have, a certain amount that I'm not going to tell you, and I'll have 100K to just play with. And I'm going to drop that whole 100K. Either in Arweave or 100, based on what I see. Now that's my plan. That's my plan for the rest of the year, and possibly going into next year and stuff. And so we'll go from there. You make your own decision. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. Yada yada yada. But this is what I've done to become successful. All right, it's your boy BSG. I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video.